Hello, viewers. You are welcome to another episode of Your Life, Your World with Nazil. Today, I have with me one great man, and he's also here to share his life story, experiences to motivate you and then I. I know you are going to enjoy this. Stay connected and enjoy this. Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon, Nazil.
How are you doing?
The Lord is good. The Lord is good.
We thank God. We thank God. So, can you give us a little bit intro, your name, where you come from?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Achia Mensah Brown Hefasonia.
Achia
Mensah Brown Hefasonia.
Hefasonia.
Yes. It's a Hebrew name.
Okay.
Means the blessed one.
Okay.
Yes, and there is a little story about that name, and I think my transformation in life one balls by that name that my mom gave it to me, Hefasonia.
Okay.
But maybe that one will be for another day.
Sure.
Yes. Sure. I'm the CEO for HAMBRA Plus GH LTD.
Okay.
Yes. So HAMBRA means Hefasonia Achia Mensah Brown.
Okay. So that's the abbreviation.
Yes, HAMBRA. So when you see HAMBRA fly in airport or anywhere in the country, it is just me.
Oh, okay. I see.
I am the brain behind
it. And where do you come from?
Yes. I was born and raised in Kofodua.
Okay.
Yes, I come from Kofodua.
Okay.
For Accra, I can say I came to Accra not too long ago, less than a decade now.
Okay. So that comes back to our question. Yes. What purposely brought you in Accra here?
Honestly, I can say it was my wife's idea.
Okay.
It was my wife's idea because she has lived all her life in Accra.
Okay.
And today, one surprise thing that the world is going to know, my wife is the only woman that I officially followed for her number in my whole life.
Wow.
I'm one person, I do not know how to go after a woman or ask for a woman's number. It was the other way around. They would just come to, oh, Charlie, you're a fanboy and all that. You see that stuff.
The fanboy level.
So my wife was the first and the last person that I personally went to her, because looking at her from, where I found her, she was among lilies, and I just put her here. So that's it.
Wow. That's
so
lovely.
I can boldly say she was the main, backbone to me moving back to Accra, which we've been together for a decade. That's almost 10 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So for how long have you been in Accra here?
Yes. If my mind serves me right, it's 7 years, 8 years.
7 years. And then you've been married for 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Wow. Wow. So meaning you spent 3 years with her in Kofodua before coming here?
When, I was in Holland.
Okay.
So mostly she lived with the parent.
Okay.
Whilst I'm away doing papa and all stuff.
Hey, Charlie, you know be easy. Hey, this papa.
Yeah, you see that stuff. Yeah. So Charlie. In fact, as I said, mostly when I am back in the country, she has to join me at Bunsu.
Okay.
Living not in Kofodua, we were then living at Bunsu, in a small cottage bed and then things, Charlie. You see, Charlie, so that's it. Life, sometimes if you don't have such stories, then you are not, supposed to take a position, because I believe in life that whatever that happens to you today is the part of the recovery process.
Wow.
Everything that you go through, don't take it as a mistake, but it should be a part of the recovery state.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hefasonia. Yes. I really love that name. What's the meaning of the name?
Blessed one. The blessed one.
The blessed one.
Yes.
And it's a Hebrew.
Yes, it's a Hebrew name.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Hayford.
Yeah.
Before we go deep into today's topic,
okay,
I would like to know some of the difficulties that you went through when you were coming up. Because the main agenda for this program is to tell your story, to inspire and then motivate others out there. So I would like you to give us a little bit of issues and problems that you went through when you were growing up.
I see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll continue some other day, but the gist that I can give to people,
Okay.
you know, you just think about this, that a person that knew you 5 years later
Yeah.
can actually naked herself, use her cloth on the floor for you to walk on it.
Okay, sure.
And will start crying and ask, is it really you?
She's Marvel.
Is this Kofi that I know? That is my life. Let me start by saying I was a stepchild.
Okay.
Which I will not say it was a mistake for my mom, leaving me with my aunties to live with my aunties so she can at least satisfy a husband. But I felt now that has made me who I am today.
Sure.
My mom actually gave me to my aunties and went ahead to marry the husband.
Okay.
And I don't know if she lied to the husband that she was not having a child or whatever. But I know we once visited that man earlier before my mom decided to give me out. And that is where the hardship started. I lived with them, no food, no clothes, no slippers from Kofoduada. Even when I have to hold people's children to preparatory school and public school, I have to go to Makalanta because then time still it was a free school.
Okay.
And because when my mom will bring the money for them to take me to school, they will use it to take care of their children.
Meaning their kids are going to the proper school.
Yes.
And then you are going to the...
They have to use my money to take care of their children.
Okay, so the money your mom will bring for them to take care of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember then times my mom used to sell puna.
Okay.
And ampesi, carry stuff and do bread and all stuff. So when my mom bring small money for them to take me to school, they rather use it to take care of their children, whilst I will be suffering in the bush.
Like seriously?
Yes. And I started life at the age of 6 years.
Trying to get something for yourself at the age of 6 years?
Yes, just to get something to eat to survive for the day.
Their kids were being fed?
Yes.
But they were not giving you food to eat?
They will bath, they will get soap, good soap, locks and stuff to bath, but me, no. And surprisingly, there is a place at Ada Koforidua that, is like a mountain, but it was more clay.
Okay.
And fowls have digged their, resting place in the afternoon.
Okay, sure.
So that place is always cool and soft.
Yes.
That was where I used to stay.
Wow.
Yes.
Were they preventing you from coming home, or because of the hardship and other things they were doing, that's why you didn't want to go home?
All right. One thing is, because nobody bathed me, so I smell.
Wow.
So nobody want me to enter their rooms. Nobody would like to call me to come and sit by them to feed.
Wow.
Because me smelly. Me shatade baako for almost 2 years. Me tunyina tete. Yeah, that is it.
Wow.
Sometimes when people from Kofodra see me, like some of them that are working under me, look at some of my properties, they, because yes, this is still me.
Wow.
Yes. And that is how bad it was, at a point when, even before me leaving this situation, it was through God's intervention one day somewhere in Easter that I had an encounter with Jesus. I entered the room, they were showing the Passion of Christ. And it got to a point when they were crucifying Jesus. And I was touched by that shout. And I removed my shirt at that tender age to clean the TV pole, thinking that was the cross.
Wow.
Which I know that was the turning point of my life, because that was when I realized God had an encounter with me. That was the same year that I stepped to church for the first time. And that was the same year that my mom too, mind came back to me that no, I have to go for my son. Wow. Then my mom came and picked me to her place, and then I started life from there. And when I got there too, it wasn't easy.
So before you continue from where your mom came to pick you, we want to know, for how long did you sleep outside
As I said, I was a child then, which I cannot give a vivid day. But I know if I spent like 4 years with them, all right, if I should say I slept in a room, it wouldn't be 4 times.
Wow.
For 4 years living
in that 4 years that you were living with them?
Yes, because I remember the time that I had a chance to sleep was when my old grandmother was there, but then he was not sick.
Okay.
So she can run after people who try to, molest me.
Okay.
Then, I'm reward there,
Yeah.
But suddenly, she has stroke.
Oh.
And she was not capable to, cook or do anything.
Yeah.
And that was how the whole thing started. You understand?
Wow.
So you being with the sick mother, the children will come and treat her all right. But she cannot force them to feed you. Wow. So the best thing that you have to do is you have to step out, go and get something to eat. And that is how it started. And at that tender age, I have to do a betweener for my sisters. So I was smart because of how I started life. I was smart to a point that they will tell you, hey, kofrena anabra. Na yachinko suyani broda. You see that stuff. So I was that smart to a point that I will calculate the time that my auntie will be watching news and stuff. Then I'll go to the time that my sisters will be bathing. Okay. Charlie Braya, Charlie Metron. You see that stuff. So I gathered that experience because I need to do it perfectly that there will be no yawa. So I'll get my bread and egg.
Just to get something to eat.
That's all.
Wow.
That's all.
So the time that you were sleeping outside, was there a point or a time where you felt that you wanted to end your life? Because sleeping outside alone, feeding yourself, and then all those things, how were you feeling by then?
All those times, because I was a child, I'm not sure that time I tempted that stuff. Okay. But I've tempted suicide before that was even recently 2010. But maybe we'll come there. Yeah. But during that time, one fateful experience that now I realize that it was just the favor of God that was upon my life at that tender age. There is a season for mango.
Yeah.
And when that time comes, then I know I'm eating better.
Wow.
Because I can go to the bush, gather a lot of mangoes, and I will eat and
wow.
When mango come, there. So one time, I went to the bush.
Wow.
In the search of the mango, I found out that there was a cooked, yam in a earth pot with red oil.
Okay.
We used to have some jack. It was blue, lines, not knowing there was a palm wine in that. So when I saw it, I said, yay!
You're so excited.
I sat down, I ate this yam and, the palm oil. So thinking it was.
Were you not scared by then?
Oh,
eating it, you don't know where it comes from, and then
when you go home, you are going to die. So when you step in the bush, you die. You don't think about it. All you think about it is how to, survive and then, get something to it. And it has helped me to date that in the small way that I found myself, even if we are 100 people now, I can maneuver to feed everybody. Because I have gathered that, experience from that tender age. So this short story, thinking it was water, not knowing it was palm wine. Akwala menya the dead them no mabo. So many say at midnight, around 1 a.m.
Wow.
In the bush. Yes.
Wow.
So where am I? My head tipsy. So I was looking around and I saw a small light. So my mind was telling me that, it could be a house that is close to where I used to sleep. Then I was following the light. I followed the light. Sometimes when you are getting close, it becomes big, then it goes dim. I followed it, then all of a sudden I realized I found myself at There is a school called Chamantin School at Kofoduada. Center of that park. Then I saw a naked woman in front of me.
Wow.
I just look at her, then media I passed, and I went to sleep at where I used to sleep, where the fowls they used to sleep. I was there when I heard.
So indirectly, you were sleeping with the
fowls. Yes.
Wow.
That was where I said. So sometimes when the cock is coming and he see me, I know what
because where it lays, that's where you are also.
Yeah, that was my life.
Wow.
Tinube humino, the clay is my body because I don't bath.
Hey,
you see. So
it's funny but very, very painful.
You know. So I was there when I heard a gong beater.
Okay.
Then they were looking for me that my grandmother has informed my auntie that a lady came to her that they should look for me because makohun bad spirit. Mean country be as makohun bad spirit. So the first time me who say personally yeah the ekosuya shemenu say mindi was that day. Say one shot yale bebo mi amama.
Because you've seen a spirit.
Yes. So
wow.
They were going around the town. So there was this my sister that I used to do between her for Sister Nana. So I saw her passing. I said, Sister Nana, you know. Then she, Kuvi, come. Then she sent me home. I was thinking they were going to beat me because anytime you go to the house, it's either they will chase you, beating you because of home and I be This time round, it was egg party for me.
Wow.
So Charlie, that day there, you see.
That was your Christmas day.
Yes. So from there, then it happened that my mom came to pick me.
Okay.
Then I came to meet my stepdad. Okay. Oh my goodness.
So by then, where was your dad? Okay, before we come there, how did you know? Because since you said you've been with your stepmom for some time, how did you know that this was your mom?
Okay, so as I said, during that time of the scene when I had encounter with Jesus Christ and all that, then one afternoon, a woman called me.
Okay.
Then I realized my mom, because as I said, she used to come to the place, and anytime that she's coming, they will bath me and put me in a very nice, quiet place. So when this woman that is my mother will come, she will see me like everything is okay with me.
Not knowing that there's something.
But immediately she leave, that starts my life again.
Wow.
So I knew her. So when she called me, then I realized, oh, this was the woman that always, when she come, I look neat and she give me money. Then she asked me to sit in a car. Wow. Then she just drove off with one man called Mr. Echampo at Kofoduada. In fact, now that man and the wife, I have a foundation called HAMBRA Foundation for the Aged.
Okay.
I take care of old people. Okay. So them and the wife, they are my first generation of the old people that I take care of.
Okay. Yeah. And where is it?
Kofoduada.
Okay. Okay. So let's continue with the story.
So my mom came to pick me. I came to meet my stepdad, and it started again. I can't work for you to take money to take care of somebody's child. And as you asked me, where was my father? I never knew my father because I never had any chance to live or stay under any person called a father. And according to a narrative, my mom personally told me that when she conceived me, my father then had a chance to travel to America and wanted my mom to abort the pregnancy.
Really?
And my mom didn't agree to it. So because of that, that was how. So me, right from my mom conceiving me, it was trouble till now that the Lord is gradually picking me to become who I want to be tomorrow.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Viewers, you can hear for yourself what Mr. Brown went through during his time. At a point, sleeping outside, feeding himself at the age of 6 years. You can imagine it, how small he was by then, sleeping outside, because he was ignorant. He didn't know that this can happen to him or that and that. But stay tuned. Let's continue.